On Worcester News tonight, an early morning fire destroys a Worcester business and displaces more than a dozen residents. The latest on the investigation. Plus, a new use for Union Station. The Cannabis Control Commission plans to move in by mid-2019. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. Two businesses and more than a dozen people are now without a home after an early morning fire in Worcester. Investigators say it appears the flames started at a nail salon and quickly spread throughout the building. Our Roslyn Flaherty joins us now with the latest on the investigation. Roslyn?
Olivia, the nail salon has extensive damage and owners were trying to save as much as they could. Fire investigators on scene at this commercial building in Worcester Wednesday morning after a 3-alarm fire caused extensive damage.
There was a lot of smoke and I could barely breathe.
The fire department says the fire started in the nail salon around 5 in the morning. The flames spread to adjacent businesses and apartments above it, forcing 17 residents out.
We just have to take sweaters and shoes and get out of the house.
Carmelo Colon owns Original Ink Tattoo and also lives upstairs. He says thankfully his business only suffered water damage.
This is just material stuff. This stuff could be replaced.
He's close with the nail salon's owners, saying they had just gotten all new equipment in the spring.
They try to make it more comfortable for the clients here. Just like myself, try to make it comfortable for everybody. That's all we're trying to do, just trying to survive.
His business has been there for 15 years and now he has to decide what to do.
Now it's just, me fixing what I need to fix and just try to move on. If I stay, I stay. If I go, I go.
The cause remains under investigation. The Red Cross was on scene assisting those displaced. Roslyn Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
A serious two-vehicle crash in Worcester shuts down an exit on 190 for a portion of the afternoon. One person had to be extricated from one of the vehicles. The crash on Ararat Street blocked traffic flow to Route 190. It happened around 1 p.m. Wednesday. Mass State Police, Worcester Police, and fire were on scene. It's unclear at this time how the crash happened. A bit of a warm-up today, but there's also some rain heading our way at the end of the week. Meteorologist Tim Kelly is here now with the latest.
We're watching the Gulf of Mexico. That rain's still more than 24 hours away, but we've got dual storms deep in the Gulf of Mexico. Almost a summertime pattern in here, and waves of energy are coming right up the East Coast, and so is warmer air. It's still cold outside right now. There's a little bit of a front in Minnesota. That front plays a role because that's going to be like the train tracks for those two storms. That front is going to come in and stall right over us tomorrow night, Friday, and into Saturday. So right now we do have some high clouds, but those clouds are thin, so we do get a view of the moon, and it's called the cold moon in December, and it's still cold outside, but watch the temperature here overnight. There goes the clock. Moon goes down before the sun comes up, and the temperature's still around the same readings, 25 to 30 to wake up in the morning, so just enough to keep some ice on the bird bath and the ponds. Then the clouds are going to thicken up a bit by noontime tomorrow. The sun's shining through the clouds, 42 to 45, cooler in the hills, so it's a mild day, but nothing exceptional. No problem tomorrow. Tomorrow night after midnight, that's when wind and rain arrives. Friday is a wet day. Saturday, rain may try and mix with snow, and then the 10-day for Christmas, another little chance of snow. We'll have more details in a few minutes.
Overseeing the marijuana industry in Massachusetts, the Cannabis Control Commission is making Worcester its new home. The organization says the city's central location is ideal for their work. Our Chandler Walsh joins us live now from Union Station with the details. Chandler?
Olivia, the commission says this may be the first time a Boston-based agency moves out of the city. Next year, they'll relocate here to Union Station. The Cannabis Control Commission is coming to Worcester's Union Station. The state agency approved the 10-year lease this week. Commissioner Jennifer Flanagan expects to make the move by summer or fall of 2019.
It's certainly been a whirlwind of a year. We started off at Ashburton when the 5 commissioners were appointed. We then moved over down to Federal Street, and now we're moving to Worcester. So everyone is just sort of excited to get settled.
The space includes dozens of offices and workstations and 3 conference rooms. The commission says Union Station's central location was a big drawing factor.
We have inspectors that need to go across this state from the Berkshires down to the Cape. And I think it's just really easy access coming off 290 and 190 and then being able to get here from the Pike.
The Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce is working to fill retail space at Union Station. President Tim Murray says he's pleased the city is taking charge and hopes the commission's move brings even more to the area.
I think it's a positive thing. Hopefully it's a trend of not just state agencies, but hopefully companies in Boston as they look to grow and expand, looking at Worcester as a high-quality, lower-cost alternative.
Flanagan says the spot has enough space for their many divisions and public meetings. She says the location benefits most and will help attract employees from across the state to join the commission.
We want to make sure that people who come from the western part of the state or the central part of the state want to be a part of this commission and not make it as much of an eastern organization as some other agencies are.
Flanagan says the commission will most likely have 25 to 30 employees at Union Station. They'll also be taking over the medicinal marijuana program from the Department of Public Health this coming weekend. Live in Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, thank you, Chandler. Meanwhile, retail marijuana in Worcester could soon be a reality. The city will begin negotiations for a community host agreement with 5 retail shops. The 5 shops in negotiations are on Jackson Street, Southwest Cutoff, Grafton Street, Park Ave, and West Boylston Street. The city says they looked at the shops' locations and ability to execute on the establishment. Community Growers Partnership was one of 39 applicants seeking a cannabis-related license. They are looking to set up shop on Jackson Street.
One of the things that we were really focused on was trying to make sure that we stayed in the inner city, but the opportunity to be able to bring some more employment into the city and do some things in the main south area are things that we look forward to as very positive.
And the businesses still need to go before the Planning Board for a special permit and the Cannabis Control Commission. In addition, the city's 4 medical marijuana establishments have been granted approval to sell recreationally. The Botanist on Pullman Street is set to open this Friday. The medical marijuana facility is opening shops across central Massachusetts with locations in Worcester, Leominster, and Shrewsbury. The Botanist's parent company, Acreage Holdings, is one of the largest cannabis companies in the nation. General Manager Chris Tolford says they also applied for a recreational license. The Botanist will open at 10 a.m. this Friday. The new Paw Sox Stadium in Worcester is now one step closer to reality. The City Council approved a plan to expand its downtown urban revitalization area to include properties needed for a new baseball stadium. After the state reviews the amendment, the city could negotiate with property owners. The Paw Sox are expected to play their first season in Worcester in 2021. An energetic crowd of Worcester Public School students filled the Hart Center Wednesday. The students were there to cheer on the Holy Cross women's basketball team, but also learn about making healthy choices. It's part of the Get Fit with the Crusaders program. Teachers say it's a nice chance for the kids to get out of the classroom.
It's great for them to have their goals and really give them the understanding that they can be part of this someday. If they work really hard, this can be part of their future.
And the Crusaders played Manhattan and won 61-53. A local truck company is making deliveries to help the community. Shrewsbury's Advantage Truck Group donated meals to 6 local food pantries to feed 2,800 people. It's the group's 6th annual Holland for Hunger event, donating hams or turkeys and bags with sides and dessert. St. John's Food for the Poor program was their first stop, unloading food this morning.
He looks forward to coming to St. John's. He gives us 90 to 100 hams. So there's 100 families that are going to get a ham with the fixings, and they're going to celebrate a good Christmas.
It's really important for us to go out into the community and actually give back. It's easy to write a check, but to be able to come out here and physically see the people who are impacting is so meaningful to us as an organization, and it's just a very powerful and impactful day for us.
And St. John's feeds 500 to 700 people each weekday. They say donations like ATG's help keep them going. A Leicester dairy farm is celebrating a century in business, and this time of year is their busiest because of their holiday eggnog. Cooper's Hilltop Farm says they sell out quickly and customers know to get in line early. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with more on what you need to know about the popular eggnog. Brittany? Olivia, once the eggnog was ready at 2 o'clock, there was already a line. Customers say they know to check the farm's Facebook page to know when to come in or they'd miss out. It's a process Cooper's Hilltop Farm has to do daily to keep up with demand during the holidays. Customers know firsthand just how quickly their eggnog flies off the shelves.
I checked in earlier to find out exactly what time they will be making it and making it available. It's not available all the time. And it sells out very, very quickly, so if you're not here on time, you're at a loss.
Bob Teft bought 6 half-gallons of the seasonal favorite Wednesday. He says after discovering the dairy farm 4 years ago, it's been a tradition ever since.
It's always nice to support a local dairy that's actually, you know where the milk's coming from, you know where the product's coming from. They make the best eggnog in the area, so I'm actually buying it for friends as well as gifts.
The farm makes 200 gallons of eggnog daily, but only during the holidays, and it usually sells out in hours. Co-owner Marjorie Cooper says it's their busiest time of the year.
Our milk is processed when it's only a day or 2 or maybe 3 days old. It doesn't have to travel in a big truck, and that keeps our product very fresh. I'd love to find something in the summer that moved as fast. Lemonade's good, but it's not like eggnog.
Bob Colbath was picking up the rich and creamy beverage from the request of his 5-year-old granddaughter. He says it was his father's tradition, and now they are passing it on through generations.
She mentioned that she wanted eggnog. So we are here for the second time today, trying to get this hot commodity.
And it just came out. They just finished making it, and people are taking it by the crates right now. They want to start a new tradition for his granddaughter.
The farm is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Cooper says they'll be making the eggnog through the new year. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.